We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Elaine Forney, and I'm actually living in North Kingstown, Rhode Island right now. Well, I'm actually retired, so what I do for a living is I'm a trader. That's what I'm doing now for a living.
My name is David, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm retired. Right now I was in aerospace with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm a network field engineer, and I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Scheib, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, you know, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cybertrading University. Yeah. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned, and it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock, if that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cybertrading University. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fausto from Cybertrading University. Let me just do a quick audio check if everybody can hear me loud and clear.
Just give me a little chat back, everyone. All right, good, good. All right, let me just share my screen and we'll get started. All right, just give me a second here. All right, and we should be ready to go in a second here. Oops, it's kind of hard. Hold on, almost there. There we go. All right. Can everybody see my screen okay? That should work. All right, perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that quick little introduction. Basically what you just witnessed is a bunch of students of ours that have came here to CyberTradingu University to one of our on-site classes. And, you know, we want you to hear basically what they do, what their experience is, because like I said at the end, we're no different. You know, listen, a lot of people want to get into trading. They don't know if it's for them or not. You're seeing what's happening with COVID. People are staying from home. You're seeing that you get these, you know, the Wall Street bet stocks like GameStop and cryptocurrency stocks. I mean, like, there's just so many opportunities out there. And I know a lot of you here have went out there and you tried different platforms, different brokerage firms. Well, I'm just glad that you took the opportunity to be here, because hopefully this is going to be your last webinar and says, you know what? These guys are for real. Let me go out there and let me try them. So what I'm going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to basically tell you the art of trading. I'm going to cover and talk about how to follow the smart money. I'm going to talk about how to use Nasdaq TotalView, which at the end of this presentation, I'm going to do a quick little video on it. I was featured many times on Nasdaq and talking about one of the main platforms that they want you to know how to use. And why 90% of the traders fail, you know? And you know why a lot of people fail, everybody? It's not because of the, you know, lack of finding stocks that go up. It's the lack of losing. Nobody knows how to take losses. And that's what we're really going to focus on. And then also, how do you know these are real orders, fake orders? I'll talk about time and sales. And then this is the best one. You're going to see why 80% of people read charts backwards. And I'm telling you, I was one of them, because when I started, I didn't know until I took a job as a trader. Now, just tell you a little briefly about CyberTradingu University. I founded the company back in 1995. I'm actually one of the very first schools in the industry. And we do education for more brokerage firms than any school in the industry. We have a 5-star rating on Google. We have a AAA rating at the Better Business Bureau. And for somebody to be around that long makes president. Why? Because what we teach is very exclusive. Not everyone really qualifies to trade, but I'm going to invite every single one of you for you to make that choice. But the way I became very successful as a trader is I was one of the very successful losers. I went out there, I made mistakes. I finally took a job as a professional trader, which back then you couldn't do. You couldn't do what you could do today by doing it on your own. And I tell you, the first day I was on the job, I deserve everything that happened to me. But what I've learned is that I became semi-retired at the age of 24. And you're probably wondering, well, if you're almost 50, Fausto, why are you doing it? Well, listen, I'm a growth person, an entrepreneur. And, you know, I wanted to do a lot better. And I know it's not healthy for a 24-year-old to be retired. So I wanted to do my own thing. And what I found is that the only way you could make trading very successful without opening up your own brokerage firm is you got to own a school. And I was looking for traders I could trade with. And I founded the webinar technology. I was one of the first ones online to do it. And then all of a sudden, things just spilled over. And everybody here is going to get the opportunity to meet all these wonderful people around all over the world, from Canada, US, Hawaii, Australia, London, Asia, everywhere you could think of. You're going to get the opportunity to see that there's a whole new world out there of people that are doing just like you. And what makes it better is you surround yourself with people like you. Now, here's my lovely family, my lovely wife and my three sons, Alex, Lucas, and Max. And I like to share this with you because, I have big family values. I'm first generation Italian. My parents came from a very big family, and I know that to be very successful in business, it's like a family. You got to be very close with your employees. You got to work together. And you know what? That's why I probably think why I've been married for so long. One of the hardest things about marriage is fights. But I always find that my dad always taught me it strengthens a relationship. So if you can get through that, your marriage will do great. Well, trading's the same thing. That's why I'm bringing it up, because when it comes to trading, it's not about the winners. It's not about the great experiences and the fun. It's about the fights. It's about the losers. One of the big things that I teach that you're going to learn, which you're not going to learn anywhere, is controlling losses. That's everyone's biggest problem. No one cares about the winners. I hate when I see people talk about winners. It's the losers. And the big thing is you need to know how to control them, not me. So that's one of the reasons why I teach. And this is why I'm here today. What I'm looking for today is I have a lot of students that have started their own schools, their own trading rooms, their own companies. Well, but eventually they outgrow CTU. So I'm always looking to grow and find new traders that I could trade with. And hopefully today you guys are going to get the opportunity to come join me in my trading room and see what it's all about. Because I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it really is the greatest job in the world. You could travel anywhere in the world. You could do it anywhere you want. And you don't have to deal with a boss. And you know what? Look what's happened with COVID. People losing their jobs. Some people are benefiting from it. But you know what? It's not really that bad working from home. But the question is, what's going to pay you a high salary? This. Some of you are older. Maybe you're on Social Security. Maybe you're on a pension. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? You can't live off the money you work for. You got to grow it. And that's the beauty about trading. So that's the one reason why I trade and why I teach, because I'm always looking for new traders I could trade with, because eventually they outgrow CTU and that's the ultimate goal. I'm not looking to hold anyone hostage, but when I'm done with you, you're going to be able to teach your grandkids, your kids, your friends, maybe start your own trading room. But you got to know where it starts. Now, as I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, you hear about this story about day traders. Day traders. Well, believe it or not, I am the original day trader. Okay. I helped a lot of these brokerage firms build these platforms. You're going to see some of the platforms that are built right now. But, but nothing really has changed from the day I started than today, other than technology got cheaper and ticket charges got cheaper. but the whole market around it's completely the same. So the thing that everybody wants to know is, okay, so what is the strategy behind Cyber Trading University? Well, the whole strategy is this. You follow the money. That's it. You follow the cash. You follow the people that need to buy this stock. You find the person that owns the most shares of it. And I said, it sounds so simple and easier than what it is, but it really is. More people make trading more complicated than what it is. So I'm going to go out there. I'm going to talk about some of the things. One of the number one tools that we use, my number one secret weapon that I use, that I'm going to show you this all live in the market, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys ever watched it, but, I'm one of the, I have a very good YouTube channel. You might want to sit and watch it. I know we're streaming right now on YouTube Live, but I have a couple of good short videos there. But when you watch, and I know a lot of you probably watch YouTube, and and you should watch a lot of different other companies. You shouldn't watch the same video of the same company, but when you watch something and see it, believe me, you'll see that You're not dealing with someone's got a sales pitch, but other than somebody knows what he's talking about. So let's talk about a stock that we traded just yesterday. So I'm going to start taking some questions, and I'm going to ask everybody this. Did anybody see the stock MVIS? Did anybody trade the stock yesterday, watched it? Anybody? Just give me a yes or no. No one watched it? Mike, what about you? Bill, John, Lance, Julie? Lewis saw it. Well, Lewis, you're one of the traders. We're always welcome to see you here. Mike, you didn't. Scott, you didn't. Johnny, you didn't. Marissa, you didn't. Sir, you made $800 on it. Very good. You watched it, but you missed it. Okay. All right. Well, you want to see the power of day trading? When's the last time you saw a stock that started at 3 o'clock and went all the way up until about 3:30 to $19? But think about this for a second. It ran from 14 to 19. If you bought 1,000 shares and it goes, and 14 minus 19 is $5, that's $5,000. If you only made $1, one lousy stinking dollar, forget about it. Let's say you bought at 15, you sold at 16. Let's say you bought at 17, you sold it at 18. You do that every day, ladies and gentlemen. That's $250,000 salary. Now you tell me where you could work for 30 minutes and pay you $1,000 a day. Oh, I know where. Right here, being a day trader. That's why you're here. But this is the problem. No one knows where to find it. No one knows why it went up. Nobody knew how much higher it was going to go up. Well, that's what I want to talk about. But I just want to let you know, this is just yesterday. I'm not going to talk about TCAT or JFIN or, we all know about, the famous GameStop. I'm talking about just now. We do that every single day in the Cyber Trading University room. And you know what? Rich, one of the instructors that's in the room right now, why don't you subscribe to our Twitter feed and you'll see it. We're one of the very few people that practice what we preach. Okay? So, how do we find it? Well, that's the question I'm going to answer right now. One of you asked. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't go out there and spend thousands or hundreds or even a penny on some scanner or this and that. Every one of you have the tool. It's the big percentage gainers and losers. That's it. That's all. I don't need to go out there and get some famous tool or something. I am just there just to get, looking at what's moving. And today, that's right, Jeff, even today, it's up 14%. So even if you missed it yesterday, you could have jumped in it today. But where do we find it? In the big percentage gainers. Now, you have to understand something. There was a lot of stocks in that watch list. Your question probably is, well, how do you know which one is going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? Well, that's pretty easy. That's like we teach you in our first lesson. It's called tradable and non-tradable. Did you check the spread? Did you check the tier sizes? Did you check the volume of the stock? Do you know who's buying it? Do you know who's selling it? Finding them is easy. And I know you too know how to find them either. Find them also sometimes. But your question is, it's moving too fast. I don't know if it's going to keep going. Every time I buy it, I sell it, and then it goes back up, and I would have made a lot of money, but I don't know what happened. It got so volatile. Because who trained you? Who are you trading with? Yourself? How are you supposed to run a successful business? Because trading is a business, by the way. How are you supposed to run a restaurant running yourself? You're the cook. You're the maitre d'. You're the accountant. You're the busboy. Come on. You got to have good staff. Let me tell you another good advice my father gave me. Because my dad was a very smart man because, almost every one of his siblings is a multimillionaire. And let me tell you this, Not once my dad took an entitlement program. He just said, work hard. And you know what? This is a chance for opportunity, and go out there and do it. And I don't need to sit there and brag to you, ladies and gentlemen, but at the end of the day, we all probably want a piece of that where it's less stress and not worry about it and not deal with all this nonsense that's going on. Because you know what? You just got to know how to play the game. You know, you got the game. It's right in front of you. You got to surround yourself with good traders. So that's my advice. My dad told me. He says, son, if you want to be rich, if you want to be wealthy in this world, you hang out with wealthy people. He says, well, how am I going to do that? That's all you got to do. And he goes, you know what? You see that kid that you in your class? He's a troublemaker. You hang out with him, you're going to end up being a troublemaker. What would you rather do? It comes down to it. How about this, ladies and gentlemen? How many of you had really nice jobs? You know what? You didn't go out there and find the worst job out there. You went there to find the best in the industry. Well, that's how you become a very good trader. But going out there and try to do it on your own, listen, that's not going to work out. So why exactly are you buying and selling stock? Well, let me explain something to you. News, is it indicators? It's moving. Well, at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: following the money. That's why 90% of the people fail. It's not some dumb indicator that's a lagger. It's not some, heat seeker platform. It's all about what we're going to look at right now. So my next question to you is this: does anybody here have level three? Anybody here have level 3 quotes? Nasdaq Book Viewer, Matrix, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it level 3. Okay, we got a couple of you. All right, we have some students here. Mike, maybe is not an answer. That's like saying I'm a little pregnant. It's a yes or it's a no, if you know what I mean. TradeStation does have it, the Matrix, yes. Okay, so let me explain to you what we got going on over here. All right, so am I able to bring this up? Maybe. Let's see. Let me see if I get my little pointer over here so you guys can follow along. Oh, there we go. You can see my red little dot. There you go. All right, so right here, we're going to look at something that is a very powerful tool, and it's called Nasdaq TotalView. Now, why I'm going to talk about Nasdaq TotalView is because it's probably the most powerful, it's the most popular platform out there, okay? So let's see what we got here. This is basically what it looks like. Now, a lot of you probably look at this and be like, oh my God, this is so confusing. I don't know, what's going on. A lot of numbers. Listen, I'm gonna teach you kindergarten stuff. Okay, so right here on the left-hand side, these are your buyers. Okay, these are your sellers. The left are the buyers, the right are the sellers. You have 3 columns: bid, which are the buying price; shares means how many shares want to be bought at that price; and orders means how many orders make up those shares to buy that price. Same thing for the sell side. This is the price that somebody wants to sell it for. These are how many shares are being offered at that price, and these are how many orders are out there. Now, what you're looking at is called a negotiated market. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. It's very, very basic. So what you're looking at is at one big chat room. Now, does anybody have any questions? Does everybody understand that? Buyers on the left, sellers on the right. Whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to put that limit order for less is down at the bottom. What you're looking at right here is the raw data. This is the floor of the exchange. Okay? These are all the orders that are out there of everybody trying to buy NEO. All right? Now, question is, how does that help me? Well, I have a question to ask all of you. And by the way, if you can't answer this question, don't take this the wrong way and don't mind me being very brash, but you should quit trading. And my question to you is this, and you all should be able to answer it. How do stocks go up or down? Let me repeat that. How do they go up or down? You should all be able to answer this. All right, Carl, you're right. Scott, you're right. Cindy, you're right. Bob, John, Stuart, you're right. Julie, you're wrong. Lance, I don't know where you got that name from. I mean, that thing. News? No, absolutely not. So there's two ways of looking at it. By the way, can't you just read the screen on the top, for crying out loud? Buyers and sellers, supply and demand. Are you serious? Like, come on, ladies and gentlemen, wake up. It's buyers and sellers. It's nothing other than that. It's buyers and sellers. So for the people that couldn't answer that, I'm going to give you one more chance to pass. Just write B and S, and not the B and S you're probably thinking of. Just write B and S, buyers and sellers, or S and D, whatever it is. If you didn't know that, just write S. Thank you very much, Stuart. Thanks, David. Thanks, Mike. Quintum, good. Thank you. Stuart, perfect. All right. And listen, I want to make sure you guys are engaged. You know why? Because if you're going to be if I have to train you, if you can't speak up and talk, we're both wasting each other's time. You understand? Imagine, I don't know if you guys play sports, but I'm the linebacker. Or actually, better yet, I'm the coach. And if I'm calling out plays and you're not telling them to me, how are we going to win the game? You can't sit there and let somebody else tell you where it's going. You have to learn how to think for yourself. So the answer is buyers and sellers. So thank you very much. So let's move on. So let's go look at the level 3. We're looking at Macy's. You see how Macy's went from $18.30 and came all the way down. It stopped right here at $17.30. Why did it stop at $17.60? Why did it stop at 18? Why not $18.30? Why not all the way down to 60? Why $17.60? What out of all the numbers, and for the past 30 minutes, did not want to go past $17.60? Well, if you look over here on the right, what makes a stock go up is buyers. Buyers equal support. So when you look over here at level 3 and you look at all the buyers, you got 1,000, 200, 800, 4,000. Oh, what do you know? 322,000 shares are looking to be bought at $17.58. Oh, is that why? Oh, wow. Makes perfect sense. Wow, that's incredible. Interesting. And then knowing that buyer, like, why would a guy go out there and all 18 people is being cahoots with each other to buy the stock there? Oh, you know why? Because they want to buy it. And guess what? From 10:30 up until 1:30, the stock went from 17.60 up to 18.20. You can sit there and you can analyze that stock all you want. I'm telling you right now, that's the reason why. Now, let's look at Workhorse. Stock goes from 9:30 and it just kept going. It kept going. It kept going. It kept going. And then finally, for some reason, it found us to stop right up here around 24, and then it came right back down. Why 24? Why didn't it go back to 50 where it was the other day? Why not stop at 23? Why not 25? Why 24? Well, as a trader, when we teach you, you got to have a game plan. And we're going to go look over the sellers because remember, sellers make resistance. So when we look over here on the selling side, you could see if you work your way all the way down, you got a 54,000 share seller at $24. Now, if you look at it, there's sellers at every single price level. But the predominant seller is right there. Now, if you want to second guess and say, how do you know that thing is real? We were going to get to that. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders, you think you're going to outsmart that guy? You think you know more than him? You think the news that's going to come out in the stock is going to scare that guy? Listen, you could have the best piece of real estate property around the world. All right? But if everybody's selling on the block, obviously there's something wrong. Okay? If you can catch my, metaphor. It's all about following the money. Now, everybody ready to have a little fun? Let's go out there and let me see how well you've learned in the short amount of time that we spent 10 minutes together and me teaching you how to trade. Could everyone tell me, looking at this stock, what's the direction of this stock? Is this stock going up or down? What do you think? By the way, if you can't answer this question, you damn well better quit trading. All right, I got one person, and I'm not going to pick on you, that said it's going to go up. All right, so if you said the stock is going down, congratulations. You just passed Trading 101. I know it's a dumb question. I asked for a dumb answer, and I got it. But if I did have some people here that said it was going up, I don't know what made you think it was going up. I don't know if you were just being sarcastic or if you were serious. But if you're serious, you better quit trading. But this stock is obviously going down, okay? Now, that's the kind of traders I'm looking for. Now, the next question is this. What is going to make this stock go up? What is going to make this stock go up? What do we need? Buyers. Very good. Everybody say buyers. You don't need new Susan. You can't wait for news and company. That I don't know what that means. You know when companies come out with good news? Nothing goes straight, nothing goes down. Listen, there's always going to be buyers and sellers. It's buyers. Now, this is where 99% of the traders make a mistake. Okay? Do you see buyers on a chart? Yes or no? No. What else? Say buyers. So what the hell are you looking at the past for? Oh, you're looking for support levels. Well, remember, you cannot have a support level unless you have buyers. So let's go hop over here on level 3. Let's go look at Nasdaq Book Viewer. So I'm looking for buyers. I worked my way down the buyer column, and you could see all the way down here, I got 73 orders out there that make up 219,000 shares at $12.60. So let's just think of this for a second. What do you think is going to happen when the stock gets to right around that $12.60? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? What do you think, everyone? Up or down? Congratulations. Congratulations. You just hit the nail right in the head because that's exactly what the stock did. Now, did you need an indicator to tell you that? Did you need a Bollinger Band to tell you that? Did you need a MACD to tell you that? Or did you need a level 3 to tell you that? Now, let me explain something to you. When I started trading, when I first took my job and my mentor taught me this, I'm like, you know what I said to him? It can't be this easy. And he goes, oh, yeah, it is. No. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Seriously? He's like, yeah, it is. They're like, really? They're like, yeah. And you know my next question I asked him? I said, why is not everybody doing it if it's so easy? Oh, because to buy this platform costs $1,000 a month. Now, let's think of it a second. Oh, okay. Now all of a sudden people start putting the brakes. Now remember, I'm 22 years old back then. That's like spending $5,000 a month. You think anyone's running to spend $5,000 a month, like paying $1,000 a month for that platform? Well, what my boss told me, he says, listen, you want to make $250,000? I'm like, yeah. Well, so if you had to dish out $12,000, what are you worried about? I'm like, nothing. Sounds like a deal. I would do that. And guess what? You know what it costs today? $15. But you know what you're going to pay? $9. Would you pay $9 for this data? Would you pay $9 to see this right now? To see where 70, 80% of the volume is? Carl, you will? Okay. What about you, Joan? Cindy? Mike, you got the answer wrong before. Would you pay $9 for this? Because if you're not, I'm just going to tell you right now, And like I said, don't mind me being brash. You should log out of the room right now because you're wasting your time. You're wasting my staff's time and your time. But if you want to know how to do it, I'm going to tell you in the next 15 minutes. Now, remember, this is not my software. I don't own this. This is Nasdaq, okay? But I'm going to show you and prove to you how this works in the real market hours. In the real market hours. And you know what? What's the worst thing that could happen? You could, you could actually be wrong. Now, everybody ready for this one? Where's resistance levels on Intel? Let's just do one more just for fun. Because I didn't get too many yeses. I don't think too many people are convinced yet. I'm going to do one more. Where do you think resistance level is going to be when Intel, as Intel goes higher? Where do you think? I need a number. Well, resistance are sellers, and is 4,495 resistance levels? It could. It's possible. Maybe even 1,600. Maybe 4,000. That's a lot. But you know what? I'm going to wait down here where you got 76,000 shares. There are 465 orders around the world, make up 61. That is going to be my resistance. Was that hard? Was that complicated? Did you need to look at all the other numbers, or did you need to look at just that one? See what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Trading is just so much fun. It really is. And then when you look at the chart, you could be like, you know what? That's actually resistance levels. Because you know what? Everybody's worried about the past. Wouldn't it be nice someone taught you the future? Wouldn't that be great to learn the future? Yeah, the future is look where the resistance, look where the orders are. Don't worry about the past. Supports and resistance levels get broken all the time. But if you're like every other amateur trader out there, there's your answer. Now, let me explain something to you. I did not invent this, okay? I'm not taking credit for it, all right? This is how Wall Street traders trade. And how do I know that? Because I was one of them. Okay? I'm not some, gym teacher that found out I made a lot of money. I wasn't some kid on some chat room, that all of a sudden, got lucky on GameStop. Listen, I am showing you exactly how Wall Street trades. That's basically where it comes down to it. Because if you use all that other stuff and you didn't get out before then, that nice profit ends up becoming a big loser. Because reality is, I call these iceberg orders. Okay, I came up with the name about 20 years ago after watching the movie the Titanic. So basically, it's not what's on top of the water, it's what's on the bottom of the water. If you don't have the right radar and you're not looking what's at the bottom, guess what? You'll be just like the Titanic. You can care about all those beautiful china, the nice glancy, everything else, and all of a sudden, boom. Andy, well, you know what? That's a great question, but I will go over that in detail when I show you live in the market after the presentation is over. But you can't aggregate them. Now, the next question people ask is, well, Fausto, how do I know if they're real orders? Could they cancel it? I heard of spoofing and all that. Listen, you want to see how fake they are? I'll show you how fake they are. All right? Because they're not fake. There's no brokerage firm out there that lets you put fake orders. But I'm what's called a tape reader. If any of you ever read or heard about tape readers, I was actually one of them. That's how I was taught how to trade. So we use the time and sales, and the time and sales windows, those confirmations of if the trades are getting executed. Because let me tell you something, orders can get executed. Like here, Rite Aid, right? For example, there's a buyer of 55,000 orders out there for 86,000 shares at a price of $15. Now, in theory, you'd be like, you know what? If the stock goes down, that should be a support level. But when you look at the chart, it went past 15. How is that possible? Well, somebody just sold it to him. Look at the orders. 15, 15, 15. Look at all the orders. Somebody executed him. You know what? That could happen. You understand? That could actually happen. Scott, who taught you about dark pools? Where'd you learn about dark pools? Because that's something else that we teach. Because dark pools are just a least of your problems, okay? But I used to do dark pools all the time. And I actually have a couple of some of my instructors likes dark pools, and she teaches it a lot, which is great. Listen, there's a lot of people in the industry are graduates of Cyber Trading University, which is great. But if you want to learn from the original place, that's where I come in. Now, regarding about indicators, listen, indicators, I'm just telling you right now, does not work for day trading. It works for swing trading, works for options trading. But as an indicator, by the time these indicators they kick in, they're too late. And there's so many of them. I mean, first of all, what's easier to read? The chart on the left or the chart on the right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's chaos. We have something here we teach. It's called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. Okay? Andy says, you're right. Mike is right. You know what? Andy and Mike, I'm going to be so much more right to you guys when you come in my trading room. Because, people make it more complicated trading than what it really is. And you know what? The more you think, the less you're going to trade, the harder it is to make money. You know what the hardest things to teach? Psychology and greed. That's, discipline, those are the big things that come with experience. But teaching you how to drive the car, that's easy. A lot of you don't even know how to do it. Going out there and not obeying by the laws, after I told you can't drink and drive and you can't speed, then you're gambling. Okay? And I'm not talking about the casino. I'm talking about, is trading gambling? Of course it is. When you break the rules, like anything else. So let me get you guys all wrapped up and get you all ready to sign up. Joe, yes, by the way, you can use this for futures. You can use it for futures. There's actually a platform out there that will show, and for cryptocurrency too. Okay. So, but let me get down to, but I'm a stock trader. I like trading the stock market for a few reasons. Number one, you hear about it, they talk about it every day. You read about it. You go to the stores. I don't go buy, copper every day, but I do go to Costco twice a week. Okay. Like laptops, whatever it is. So, and not only that, and this goes for everybody. And Joe, this is something I kind of tell everybody. If you're doing a certain market, if it's futures, Forex, options, and you're not making money within 30 to 60 days, you're better off moving on. That's like having an employee working for you and you're still not making, not making any progress, or he's not helping you with your business. So if you're not doing well with that, I know some people make a big investment, but what scares me that there's a lot of schools out there that tell people, oh, it's going to take you 6 months to a year. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's what I want to do. I got a year to wait to. This ain't a 4-year college. Look how far you got with me in 30 minutes. Could you imagine where you would be with me in 7 days? And let me tell you something, trading, you don't need a lot of money to make money in trading. You really don't. If you trade 1,000 shares, and this stock went from $14 to $13, if you just got 50 lousy stinking cents, that's $500. Where are you going to make $500 in 30 minutes? That's a $100,000 salary. Who doesn't want that job? Rather do this than go worried about the $15 an hour that they want to pass. You could keep your $15. You could keep your $1,400 stimulus check. You know what? I'll just trade the market and I don't have to listen to anybody. And I can come and go whenever I please. So, fellow traders, please keep in mind, if you move forward with CyberTrade University, which I'm going to give you in the next few moments how to do so, we're going to have a lot of fun and you're going to learn a lot. But if you're not, I just want you to understand, every one of you here need a mentor. And you all had mentors in your life. It all starts with your parents. It all starts with your employer. Maybe started with a teacher. Okay? Well, great traders never stop learning. And you're going to need more than one. That's where it comes down to it. Because you'll be able to spend more time with your family. You'll be able to enjoy life, do things wherever you want without having nobody look over your back. And guess what? The CyberTrade University community, we're all looking out for each other. Because remember, I'm a family man. I treat my fellow traders like family. We all look out for each other because we're all trading pretty much the same stock together. And that's why CyberTrade University has been endorsed and sponsored by more brokerage firms than anybody in the industry. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever want to do business with anybody, you better make sure that they're being endorsed because these brokerage firms have a hell of a lot to lose endorsing someone than not. But they all know if they can get an educated trader from CyberTrade University, they know they will you'll be a client theirs forever. And that's why because they've been watching us for 25 years. And that's why I've been around for so long. So, and not only that, very rarely you'll find a 5-star rating with any school in the industry. And those are real reviews, not fake ones. And guess what? Any one of those people you want to talk to, you're going to get to meet them in a trading room. So, how do we get all started? Well, what I want to do is I want to invite every one of you to come to the original trading room that I started 25 years ago. Now, you're seeing people doing them all over now, but this is the original, okay? So if you want to know how it started, how it works, and how other schools progressed, because everyone eventually finds their own strategy, right? I want you to come in and I want you to listen to the live audio broadcast. I want you to listen to the other traders, and I want you to not judge us on our winners, but I want you to judge us on our losers. And I want you to judge and see how few we have, because it's all about learning how to take a loss. I'm not a big fan of bragging. I know some people like it, but you're not going to, this is not what we do here. I want you to see that because everyone's biggest problem is losing. So this is how we all do it. We're going to do a live traders talk event for the week. We're going to do a morning and afternoon watch list. We're going to do live trading with pre-market, aftermarket, all this. You're going to get all this for one full week. And this is what we're going to charge. $9. That's it. $9. That's all I'm asking you. Joe, we're not a prop firm. No, we're not a prop firm. This is your account. We're just a trading community. Now, all I'm asking is for $9. Why? The $9 is an application fee. That's all it is. Okay? I know all of you can afford $9. If you can't afford $9, then I don't know what to tell you, but this is what you're going to get for $9. You're going to get the live cyber group room for a week, 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list. You're going to be able to talk to somebody. Yeah, that's right. You're going to be able to have a personal education advisor from our staff in our corporate office here in New York. You're going to get a live weekly Q&A session, hundreds of hours of recordings, and a crash course on day trading. All for $9. What do you have to lose? Oh, you know what you get to lose? If you're not happy after the week, I'll give you $9 back. Honestly, cyber traders, fellow traders, I don't really need your $9. That $9 is an application fee, okay? It just tells me if you're a real person or not. I don't know who you are and where you came from, but we just don't let every Tom, Dick, and Harry in our room because, I mean, honestly, you don't want to waste our time. We don't want to waste your time. But After a week, if you want to continue, it's $149 a month. That's all. And you know what? If you don't want it, don't worry about it. We won't charge you. Listen, I don't need the scrutiny. I don't need you guys to, to go out and bash CTU, whatever it is. If you don't want to continue, don't continue. Okay? But as a bonus, I'm going to throw this in there. For the first 20 people that register right now, I will personally give you a coaching class. Now, why would I even do that? People are like, wait a minute, I could talk to the owner of the company. Yes, I'll tell you why. I have to interview you. We got to make sure that, we have something in common. And you know what? A lot of you probably are going to realize like, wow, maybe this is not for me, or now I know what it's all about. And I'll tell you how we'll move forward, because trading, the education, is work. There's a lot of mentoring, there's coaching, there's supervision. My staff needs to get you up to speed so I can make money with my traders. So if you're looking to join, the oldest running trading community, here's your chance for $9. Because what is it going to cost you? What do you have to lose? A cup of coffee? That's all it really comes down to. Rich, we got about 14 spots left. All right, just a couple of shout outs really quick. Susan Turner from Calgary, Alberta, just got your registration. We got a lot of people from Canada. I've been going to Canada for over, I say this all the time, about 15 years now, maybe longer. There's about 20% of traders in the room are all Canadians. So you'll love it. Robin just got your registration. Lance from Chicago got your registration. By the way, very important, fellow traders. When you fill out your registration, at the second part, there's a questionnaire. Please fill it out to your best of your knowledge. It's part of the application fee. It lets us know a little bit about you. The more you let us know about you, the better we can help you and strategize. Because listen, if it's not for you, at least, and if it's something that might interest you, at least we could advise you who would be better fit for you. But I'm warning you, ladies and gentlemen, you can't trade on your own. What is level 3? Level 3 is 20 times more data than level 2 and 100 times more data than level 1. And by the way, if you think level 3 is good, wait till I show you level 4. You're going to fall off your chair. Steve has a question. Do you do the site classroom training? We do, Steven, but that's the least of your problems right now. The bottom line is worry about the $9 first. We might, that's the first thing you need to do, which I didn't see you register yet. Level 4 is, Joe. Level 4 they have for futures. Not level 3, which is a higher version of it. You're probably hearing some binging in the back. Those of you guys registering right now. Charles from Texas just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Look forward to talking to you. Samuel G's from Flat Rock, North Carolina, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Candace Smith from Great Falls, Montana. Look forward to having you in the room. Just calling everyone out. Michelle Chang from Seattle, Washington. All right, West Coast, welcome aboard. Anyone else have any questions? Stuart, you're in? All right, look forward to seeing you. And by the way, guys, don't forget, we're on YouTube and Facebook Live. The link is up there also. If you guys want to register on YouTube, you're more than welcome to. All right? Any other questions? I'm on lockdown capital of the world. Joe. Joe, well, you're right to block from me. We're actually on Long Island, so we're in Syosset. But who cares? You know what? Make your money and buy. The apartment's going to be cheap in New York City soon, and New York will make a comeback eventually. So here's your opportunity. Let's go out there and trade and do it. Newsom Burrito from Pembroke, New Jersey. Welcome aboard. Greg Ford from Tomball, Texas, another Texas one. All right. Yes, exactly. Like in a century. Well, you know what? I know a lot of you guys moved out here to Long Island, so That's good. Oops, I don't put that dot in my teeth. That doesn't look too attractive. All right. So anyway, this is what you're going to get, guys. You're going to get the Cyber Group live trading room for a week, 3 daily market meetings, a morning and an afternoon watch list, your own personal education advisor, a weekly live Q&A session, hundreds of hours of recordings, premium workshops, and a crash course on day trading. All this for a lousy $9. That's it. And if you're not happy after a week, we'll give you your money back. Money back guaranteed. That's where it comes down to it. And as a bonus, if everything goes well, we'll get on the phone. We'll talk about who you are, your strategy, see if you're a good fit for CTU. And then hopefully you could change your life for the better. Joe, regarding, and everyone else, question for everyone. Don't worry about brokerage accounts. Don't worry about platforms, okay? That's the least of your problems right now. That's like, you're 17 years old. You want to go car shopping. You don't even got your driver's license. You know what I mean? Let's go out there. Let me show you how to play the game first. Because like I told you, it might not be for you. And by the way, guys, don't go anywhere. When we're done, we're going to play me live on Traders Talk right after this presentation as you guys register, okay? So you could see, even Nasdaq, the godfather, the founder, the people that you're trading with, they had me on there because they want you to learn how to use their level 3 platform. Here's your opportunity. So listen to it, watch it. By the way, it's a great video too because it was one of the last videos before they shut it down with COVID. So you get to see Mandora, the stock that came with the COVID drug. And I'm going to talk about how this thing took off and the iceberg orders and all that cool stuff. Very cool. But you'll like it. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to go. Just a couple of more shout outs here before we call it a day. And you guys can watch that video. Don't go anywhere. Surivan from Dublin, California. I didn't even know there was a Dublin there. Jana from Ontario, got your registration. And there's more. I can't even count them all. They keep coming in. All right, whatever. So I'll see you all in the trading room. I recommend you start on Monday. Watch the videos. Talk to education advisor. Enjoy the weekend. Don't rush. Get ready for the class. Make sure you book your appointments with your instructor, and and with me too, for some of you logged in early. Once again, if you miss me, don't worry, you'll be able to still talk to an instructor. But don't forget to register. All right. Dublin and Cali, there you are, Irene. It's cool, isn't it? You must love it there. So anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. And just always remember, you have to learn before you could earn. And don't go anywhere. I'm going to play a quick little video regarding Nasdaq, and like I said, I look forward to seeing you. So everyone, please be safe, and let's make some money together. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Good luck, and I'll see you on Monday.
Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cybertrading University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using TotalView. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace, because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what it is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like, a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up about almost like 900 points so far. Mm-hmm. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally. We almost hit 30,000. You know, these are the opportunities. You know, honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up. Start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, Nasdaq listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? You know, I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what is this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about TotalView is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is like the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at TotalView. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as TotalView does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see these 35,000.
Which is, exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is, here's the next biggest resistance. There's 33,000 shares. There's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is, you hit a resistance, where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
Yeah, we actually go to our slide here, so this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right, so we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay, you ever watch that movie? Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg, and the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water; it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened? It crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 2890, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is, I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like that, those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. And so that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. You know, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. That's for the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on TotalView.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here now we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62. 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that candle right there? It's hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now it means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options. It works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF, and it'll come up on TotalView. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30. You would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill, how is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000. Someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. It was like there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right. So cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.